All right, folks, we are back with more Granblue Fantasy versus Rising action for you here, and hey, patch is live. It's actually the first chance right now that I'm getting to play on the new patch here. I wasn't able to get my hands on the game earlier today, but it is how it is. But yeah, so we, obviously I made that whole video. I went over, I broke down a lot of the patch notes, right, which you can go and check out. I implore you to do so, in fact, if you haven't, because there actually has been a lot more that's changed than I would have expected. But at the same time, maybe one of the things I'm curious about now, what we're going to be doing now, is the game's patched. The changes are live in the video game right now, so I want to try out some things hands-on here and see how they actually feel, because there are some things that in the patch notes I couldn't really get my mind around, right? Like some things, for example, are pretty easy to figure out. For example, you can't do anything off of that anymore, which I'm sure many people are very, very happy about. But yeah, but some other things are not quite so straightforward. So I've got the patch notes up right here. You guys should get them up there. There you go. Yeah, so I've got the patch notes up right here, and there's a couple of things that I want to sort of check, and we can go through together here. This is going to be kind of from the perspective of Ladiva, right? Like we're going to have a bit at the end there where we just focus on Ladiva's new combo routes, because I've seen tell and heard show that there are in fact some new combo routes for Ladiva there with that new 2H. But first off, we'll go through some of the other characters and see just like how I would play differently against them, I guess now. So obviously, I guess the first thing here, so Farels, right? You saw that on the screen there. I know Ladiva's was one of the Farels that got this buff, right? So if we just have Nier here, if we just have her duck, but I know there are a lot of times sometimes where Farel felt like it whiffed on crouching. Yeah, I guess it's still like. Yeah, I guess it's still like not perfect, right? Like maybe there, if she's standing, is this gonna hit now? Yeah, okay. So it's still not perfect, right? Like it's still not the hitbox is still a little bit smaller. It still reaches like right there. I bet you if I make her stand up, she's gonna get hit, right? Yes, yeah. So there is the hitbox is still not exactly the same between crouchers and standers, right? Like it is still definitely going to whiff a little bit on the bottom there. But I guess that I can't tell for the life of me exactly, right? But that feels like it's probably a little bit more consistent, right? Like right there is kind of on the edge of the range. If she crouches, not high jump, please. If she crouches, is that gonna miss still? Yes, yeah. But then if she stands, is that gonna hit? Something tells me the answer is yes. Yes, yeah, okay. So there's still a difference. But again, I think there were definitely a lot of times where Farless felt like it didn't work on crouchers at all, and I think Ladiva is one of the characters who got that sort of universal change there to expand the hitbox downwards. So it'll be nice. This is one of Ladiva's better neutral tools, right? So it's definitely, I'm not gonna complain at all about having that work a little bit better. Obviously, the other big thing, right, is 6XL. This is the other like real big universal change here. So, oh wow, let's have Nier not try to kill me there every time, please. Counterattack settings. I haven't actually, so I've seen some footage of this, but I haven't like tried it out myself just yet, and like that feels weird. Oh god, that feels so weird. Like it's like you do the 6XL and you just like magically get shifted a little bit backwards, right? But you can see right there, yeah, like that little bit at the end there, like the little bit of a slide there that's happening, right? That's that new pushback. It's not massive, to be honest. I mean, for Ladiva, this isn't going to be that big. So the one thing I was worried about, in general, this is not going to be that big of a problem for Ladiva, because even before this, she didn't really get very much in terms of, and is it different on hits too? I'm actually not, doesn't block. Yeah, looks like there's maybe that same sort of pushback on hits. Maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, Ladiva did not get anything in terms of that much block pressure off of her 6XL anyways, except of course for SPD, right? She could go light SPD after this. It looks like that's still the case. If you go like really, yeah. So there were spaces beforehand where if you did it from like kind of really the edge of the 6XL range there, you wouldn't be able to SPD. It seems like that edge has gotten slightly bigger, right? The distances from which if you 6XL someone, you won't be able to grab them. It's a little bit bigger than it used to be, I guess. But overall, this mix is still alive and well, right? Actually, yeah, in some cases, I'm getting close L in a lot of cases here where I feel like I didn't always used to. I don't know if that's, if I'm going crazy there, but I feel like usually I got far L after this when I tried to punish people mashing. Huh. Anyways, yeah, that doesn't, maybe I'm just, it is late at night a little bit for me here. It's about 9:30 p.m., so my brain just isn't functioning. The important thing is I was worried this was going to kill the sort of 50-50 there off of SPD, right? And that does not seem to be the case. All right. Let's see, what's next? Brave counter obviously doesn't chip you anymore. So yeah, we're gonna go through some of the character changes here that I'm more interested in. Some for the ones that I didn't really figure out with the characters, and some others that I'm just like curious to see how they're gonna affect the matchup for the Ladiva in specific, right? But yeah, so this one, so I had some confusion about this in the patch video, right? But yeah, it's more of a a good thing mid-screen for her, right? Her mid-screen combos are better now because she can launch with this, get some more corner carry, and then get the wall bounce to the Enchanted Lance. And in the corner, while this technically would make the corner combo, if it starts with this, worse, I have been informed that basically Catalina does not really start her corner combos with this. Normally, you start with the Enchanted Lance anyway, the big shoulder tackle, because that gives you a wall bounce regardless, right? So it didn't really matter that much. So overall, this is definitely a buff to Catalina, though this does not seem very, very extreme from how I've seen it used in action. Charlotta got nothing, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, Lancelot I am curious about, because I did argue that these were not really that meaningful in terms of nerfs, but it's possible I'm wrong, right? Now we actually have it in the video game. Let's see how this feels, right? So, with Lancelot, what exactly they made him... So his Ultimate Blade Impulse has 9 more frames of recovery, and Wogenstrom, the ultimate fireball there, activates later at 18 frames instead of 15 frames. My problem is this here ultimate Wogenstrom, right? This feels like are you really gonna like I understand that maybe this makes it so you could maybe spot dodge the move, perhaps, right? Like, because obviously it's the startup frames don't really matter in terms of I guess you could mash on it too, right? Like let me see. Like if I just I want to okay. So let's do that and then bonk, right? Just a very basic thing there, of course. But I am curious, right? So I'm just like sitting here blocking Lancelot. Yeah, so I can't hit him out of that, right? So mashing on that isn't really meaningful still, right? But I guess you could do that, right? But okay, I guess maybe that you would have been minus there, so you would have been 3 on that timing that I'm doing it on at least. You would have been minus 3 there, right? So that's something. You're now even. But so I just feel like you're not even this. This is I know it's coming, right? This is not yeah. That's right there. I tried to actually wait a little bit and try to react to the blue, and again I know this is coming, right? And I feel like it's not a super easy spot dodge, right? Unless you are certain that Lancelot is going to do that. Yeah, I really don't think that is that big of a deal. Honestly, maybe I'm just bad at the video game, but I still don't feel like that is a huge nerf to Lancelot. The one though that I was like, when I was talking about in the patch notes video, I was like, this move never whiffs anyway. Who cares about its whiff? But the one thing that this one that I did realize later, this is a move you can really realistically spot dodge. I feel like, right? Because the big blue flash from all the way over there on that side of the screen, it's basically the same thing as spot dodging an ultimate clothesline, right? Which is a very doable thing. So this, I could really see how Lancelot does this. And you spot dodge him, and you can maybe... Oh, okay. Did it actually a little bit late there. But yeah, because obviously that was way too preemptive, right? But yeah, something like that, maybe you reacted to the blue. Wow, there you go. That was a little bit more realistic, right? And that's +9. So that's actually... And if you can spot dodge a little bit later then and still be okay, right? Yeah, I'm actually getting a +9 every time. I'm too godlike. There you go, +8. Right, so regardless, you got those... Actually, yeah, those 9 frames, that's what they added, right? So where I was yeah, you would have been neutral before. Sorry, let me pull it up here. Yeah, you would have been neutral before in the timing that I was spot dodging on, and now you're +9, right? So this is actually a bit of a meaningful buff, right? In the sense that I don't think this is something that was that important. I don't know how often. Yes, it's a neutral skip. I get it. So Lancelot may have been belligerently throwing this out every now and then. Right, but I feel like most of the time the Lancelot has used this against me, it's been in combos as a restand anyways, right? But I guess if Lancelot does want to just sort of belligerently throw out this move, ignorant of whatever you're doing in neutral, right? Then you can get a little bit of a punish now, right? And blow him up for it. So I see you. But again, I don't think in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to what they did to Nier, right? I really don't think that Lancelot really feels it at all. He probably still the Fiendrock Knights. Honestly, all of them are eating. Siegfried is probably just #1 with a bullet now. Is my that view in my head is solidifying more and more as I get more time to sort of think about the patch, and I'm sure it'll happen as I get more time to play with the patch too. And then Lancelot's looking real good. Vayne seems all right. Trey seems pretty good, and then obviously Percival got a gun in this patch. So all the Fiendrock Knights, they're having a great time. Okay, what's next? So Percy, of course, I'm not gonna test this out because it doesn't really matter for how I play against him. But yeah, obviously they gave him a gun. That's awesome. Or this one actually, and I've heard this or where is it? This one, right? No, hold on. The skill now affects sooner at 5 frames instead of 7 frames. Apparently, this lets Percival get a little bit nicer hit conversions mid-screen off of something, so that's fine. We'll get to Ladiva at the end here. I just want to see, is there anything else that I really, really care about? Oh yeah, I was curious about this. I don't know what this means necessarily. So long-range L can now be followed up sooner from close-range L, crouching L, and dash L. So they can be changed from the above actions into a combo, right? The Fairy and Metera both got this change. I wasn't exactly sure what it meant, right? So I am curious because I couldn't really tell. So I don't understand. So this is her close L. That's her far L, right? So you can go close L, far L. What? I mean, well, I guess if you're close enough to get close L, you're close enough to get a full combo, right? Am I reading these wrong? Sorry, am I stupid? Metera now launches opponents on. No, that is the wrong. That one I'm definitely reading wrong. Can now be followed up sooner from close range L, crouching L, and dash L. Why do you want to follow it up from close range? Because if you're hitting close range L, don't you just get auto combo? Is there any merits to like? I guess yeah, that right. Like you can do something like that, and it wasn't super easy there because I don't want to do it too early because I'll guess I get a second close L. Like okay, I guess you can do 2 like that, right? That's pretty consistent. Is that better than auto combo? I don't know. I mean, it's +6 at the end there. This one is I guess +0, right? So in that sense, and I guess it leaves you further away. Like I don't know if there's some shenanigans they can do there, but it seems interesting, right? But then also. Off of dash L? Oh, okay. So you get to combo off that and probably she can go into some shenanigans there. So that's good, right? That one's probably quite good for her, right? I don't know. Maybe Metera did not get a whole lot off of her dash L previously. It's not like a free link. It's not the easiest thing in the world, right? But I guess it is still pretty. If you're a Metera player, you probably do this with a little bit more ease than I do. Right? But that's definitely nice, right? Overall. And then I guess off of 2, but 2L you can just go into close L anyways. I guess you just do that. You just do that into that. Okay, this honestly, like I'm sure this basically opens up like the close L one. I really don't think is that meaningful because again, if you're gonna be hitting close L, then surely. Oh, and there's that launch, right? So yeah, that's what we were talking. There's that the early part of this move now launches you when it hits. I wonder if this matters for combos in some way, right? Like, can you go just close L into it? No, okay. Oh, so is it just the light version? I could have sworn. Well, was there not something about her launching with the startup of this? Oh, it is just the light. Yeah. Metera launches opponents to start up on startup when connecting on the ground. I don't know if this like. Can she get anything off of that? I'm not certain. There must. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not a Metera expert by any means. I don't even know if she has any follow-up options from this. Right? Maybe the low one. Maybe the low one. Is it back and thing? Right? It is. Yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't look like she can get much off of this, but again, I could very well be missing something. I'm trying to Raging Strike. I'm trying to hit another button. I'm unsure. I guess it's like she's +19 in your face there, but again, I don't know if that's like necessarily the mix that she's looking for. If she gets a hit with starting with this, maybe she can surely do some more damage. But still, I was curious to see what that change meant, and that makes sense. I guess Fairy got the same thing too. Loane got his far L buff just like everyone else. Zeta has had some similar things. Vaseraga I am interested in actually. Let's take a look at Vas too, because Vas got probably. Either him or Percy got the most buffs in this patch, right? So I'm just curious to take a look, because I kind of play Vaseraga. You could say I have a Vaseraga, kind of, right? So close range L cannot be performed earlier following a crouching light. Interesting. This is cannot be performed following a short range or crouching L. Yeah, so I'm curious about one thing. I'm curious about is Vaseraga did not have a 6/6 L before, and since they didn't get very much off of it, I wonder if that's different now. Looks like it, right? Maybe? No. I mean, he still actually, yeah. Close. I did not realize that Vaseraga got a close L conversion off of his 6/6L. Was this always the case? I feel like when I tried Vaseraga out, it felt like he couldn't get this. Maybe I'm just bad and I just build Blink is slightly too difficult for my little puny brain, so I didn't. But yeah. So what was the other stuff? It was can be formed earlier following the crouching. Oh, so it's just they made 2L into 5L easier for him. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's, I guess, nothing wrong with that, right? Just makes Vaseraga a little bit easier to use, which is, again, a problem. A lot of his combos were, like, really weird links, and they took a little bit too much execution considering the reward you got, so I like it. His dash M, right, the overhead starts up earlier, right? That's not really too interesting, right? But I guess it's good. It's definitely good. It's going to be slightly harder to react to this overhead if you're crouching, right? So Savage Rampage L and M. All follow-ups going to be performed 6 frames earlier and 4 frames earlier. Is this going to feel noticeably faster? I wonder. I feel like the answer is yes, right? Maybe I'm just coping, right? But it doesn't. Okay, yeah, that one especially. The medium one is where he takes a big step back first, right? So I feel like that used to feel. Oh yeah, and there you can start walking forward just by hitting forward there, right, or holding forward. But yeah, I feel like this used to feel a little bit slower, right? And this is good. This is honestly pretty good. You can just kind of twerk on people here, and you can hold the guard button to cancel out of the stance now too, right? Yeah, so you can just like, oh my, wow. Yeah, I feel like that's like, Fuselet used to do this, it will do this to me every now and then, where he just do stance into guard, cancel into stance and some nonsense. And I feel like that feels a lot faster to me. But again, maybe I'm tripping. But that actually feels pretty nice, right? And then what was the other thing off the H? When connected from the ground, the skill now forces standing hit stun, right? So if you're crouching on Vaseraga there, and he hits you with the big steppers, as it were, right? This stuff. Right? Oh, let me actually record that. Yeah, but if he hits you with the big steppers now, right, that'll force you to stand, I suppose, which is probably good because it means he can immediately. So if I'm here, right, and I'm crouching, oh, I need to not be blocking. There you go. Yeah, so it forces you to stand, right? So he can very quickly after that go into that follow up, for example, which I'm not sure is that the one that gets him. Does he get good stuff off of that? Yeah, kind of. Right? I know he gets a lot of good stuff off a lot of different Rekka follow ups, but this one does whiff on crouchers, right? So the fact that forces a stand is good for him for sure. There you go, the cancels, right? Deals the same amount of damage. This is nice, this is extra damage, right? And then, yeah. Okay. Cool. The Vaseraga got some stuff, for sure. Someone sent me a clip of what this looks like, so fine. But it is definitely a funny-looking thing, for sure. Long range, Sword's got the same change. Long range L can be changed the above actions into a combo. Again, I will be honest, that this is still one thing. If you guys know in the comments, let me know, because I'm still a little bit confused about, like, what do we care, right? Like, I don't understand. If you're hitting a close range L, right, can you not just always go into auto combo? Is there... I don't know, like, is it for a block? Is it for, it's on hit, right? So it's not even, can only be formed earlier following, so maybe this is good for block pressure? I guess this might be good for block pressure, right? Because in a combo, I don't really see why you would not just do auto combo, but I guess close L's tend to be plus on block, right? So if someone blocks, you can go like close L, far L, and like have it all connect and be like a true blocks, or not, maybe not a true block string, but at the very least catch mashing out or something. I don't know what that means. I don't know why that matters. They give it to a bunch of characters, and somehow I'm missing it. His 6/6L got nerfed too. Okay. Uno got a whole bunch of stuff that I don't understand, that I'm not going to pretend to understand that character well enough that I can go in here and actually see what's happening. I'm talking to Blast Timbre, though. He does kind of say that, you know, it seems like the changes they exist, but Uno's he basically just got kind of side graded, like in the sense that he doesn't feel like that much stronger to him, apparently. Seox have definitely, okay, so this one's curious, right? This one was one that I was also very curious about in terms of, not actually how it's going to affect me playing against him as Ladiva, but more so just how much it affected his actual combo routes, because I wasn't certain at the time of it when I was filming the video if Seox would actually get his combos started with that one pretty often. But I did forget about the fact, I suppose, right, that, which one is it? Is it, oh, no, I tried all of them in the wrong one, yeah, there. So yeah, I tried that one, the correct one last, unfortunately. But yeah, so obviously sometimes he would get a combo started on this because he would like mash on it or something, right? Or he would throw bait you or otherwise catch you with that. In that case, it's obviously great now, right? Because yeah, it sends you right up into the air. He can still combo, right? But that is a much shorter. Like he's got to worry about ending that combo pretty quickly afterwards, right? So that makes that option a lot less scary in pressure, right? And as well, it increased recovery time upon landing after a whiff. Okay, so yeah, on block it's not gonna matter, right? But I guess, I mean, after a whiff, like what are you doing here to necessarily make this whiff, right? Like I guess kind of like it's a similar thing like Lancelot's ultimate blade storm there, right? How quick does this actually start up? Is this move reactable? I've never really thought about that. 21? I guess technically, but I just, because again, like the reason I'm asking this, right, is I guess you could do, right, you could if you know that Seox is gonna do this, right, you could like roll through it, or you could even maybe spot dodge it. Yeah, right, and then I'll give you a pretty big punish, right? But I feel like that's a hard call out on that move, right? You have to basically be assuming that the Seox is going to do that and nothing else. Okay, if he does almost any other, like if he does Rekka, for example, like if he's doing like a block string, right? And then he does Rekka instead of spot dodge, right? Or like this, right? If you are trying to spot dodge to hard call this out, right? But he just Rekkas you, you're going to die, right? So I don't really know if that's that meaningful, the extended recovery on whiff, right? But I guess it also means if he does it like not necessarily in a block string, right? Then boom. Oh, actually, no, that actually sends him pretty far forward. Yeah, but if he does it like, I guess you do have to. I don't even know. Look at, like, I was gonna say if he does it from a range where like he maybe can miss, right? But if that move is not gonna miss from any distance that any decent Seox is going to use it at, right? So I think this move is still pretty strong overall, but obviously a lot less. The big thing is it's a lot less scary to get hit by, right? If you do try and mash on something, or if you get throw baited by this thing, you're not really quite as boomed anymore, which is obviously a good thing because this was a very, very scary little pressure option there, and it probably does mess with a lot of his corner combos as well. So Seox I think actually did take not like a massive hit, but he definitely did get. He's going to feel this patch for sure, right? This also projectile is not a spear upon getting hit. I don't know if this matters necessarily. Again, unless you're like if you know for a fact this is coming, right? And you can mash on him. I guess you could always have done that, right? But maybe if you're a little late, yeah, it feels like it really. I don't feel like that really matters, right? Maybe if you're trying to like challenge it from like a further away distance, right? I guess, but I don't know how meaningful that really is, right? Like a lot of this stuff feels like, I guess it's an option. It is technically an option to hard call out this move with a spot dodge or a roll or something and kill Seox for it, which is something, right? Because especially roll, like say you're in the corner, right? And again, I think this is going to be a hard call out sort of thing, right? But say you're in the corner and Seox does something like that too. Let me record it properly here. Right, if he does something like that too, right, and you obviously the block's gonna be a little bit more complicated than that, but just for illustration purposes here, right, and you know that's gonna happen, and you hard call it out, right, not only do you get a full punish, but Seox is now also in the corner, right, so this is like, even though the risk is probably pretty high, if you don't spot dodge, like he'll blow you up for your trouble. If you do spot dodge, or if you do guess right, he gets a corner combo and gets put in the corner, right? So it does actually become a bit of a risky move for Seox, I suppose, right? To just commit to in a block string. So because you could almost like you can probably how bad can you make this for him? I wonder, right? Could you like do I get a close M starter off of this? Doesn't look like it, right? I think I was +7 when I rolled there. I mean, if I rolled entirely preemptively, I'm +5 actually, so Ladiva doesn't even get a punish. What about spot dodge maybe? Spot dodge maybe better? Yeah, because Ladiva's roll is pretty ass, right? So if you're not Ladiva, you can roll and get a full punish. If you are Ladiva, you have to spot dodge, right? So it's still pretty good though. So yeah, I got a close M punish. Can I get a close H punish if I like do it? If I hard call it out? No, okay. So yeah, if you're Ladiva, if you're not familiar, Ladiva's roll is 4 frames slower than everyone else. That's why my spot dodge is +9 and my roll is +5 there, right? But no other character has this problem. So if you're not Ladiva, you can roll him roll out of the corner there and kill him for it. If you are Ladiva, you have to spot dodge, unfortunately. But still, it adds an element of risk to using that move that simply did not exist for Seox earlier. So I guess that's a good thing. All right. Anila, I saw Anila got some interesting corner combos off of, or mid-screen combos rather off of this. I think some people misunderstood me, by the way. I understand that this move is better now, right? Like I know this is a buff to this move, right? Flock to the future here. Like I understand that it is now. Even when I was reading the patch notes, I understood that this move was a lot better. What I was confused about is like, did we really even have to make it punishable on block? Like I understand it's basically they gave her a whole new move that's punishable on block. I get it, but like, did Anila need that sort of like this move is probably going to be quite strong. Like could it not have just been safe? Like there's still lots of, oh my god, it leads to a full combo mid-screen. We can't make it safe on block. And then, you know, give me a second. Hold on, I need to edit this together. But like, oh no, we can't give Anila an ultimate skill that leads to a combo mid-screen and make it plus on block. That'd be way too overpowered. And then you got this, right? Which is super armored and safe on block and leads to a combo, right? And we had to make Anila of all people. We need to make her ultimate skill minus on block, right? So that's kind of my point there. Right, is that it's not that so for the curious, by the way, in case you better to show and not just tell, I suppose here, right? But if you look at it, right, I am +4 there. Soares is -4, so that is very very safe because it puts him out of throw range as well. So there's no like Soares cannot be punished for doing that move. So like that was my intended. That was why I was annoyed at this getting nerfed in that way, right? Like I understand that this move now is way better than it used to be, but did it really have to be unsafe on block? Like really? Sora's ultimate is there. Like we've got, I mean, Lancelot, if you spot dodge it, is punishable now, but if it's still safe on block. Zeta's ultimate skills are completely untouched, right? This had to be this had to be unsafe on block. It doesn't make sense, right? It feels like it's an unnecessary nerf to the move. Any case, it's still good though. I've seen that overall this move is definitely stronger, right? And Neil's got some cool corner combos now. Siegfried's unblockable setup is in fact either it's gone or at the very least you don't lose if for spot dodging, right? So that is a meaningful nerf. But Siegfried, by the way, again, #1 with a bullet now. I think he was #2 behind Nier by like a decent bit before the patch, but I thought he was like in the same tier as her. I did not subscribe to the idea that Nier was in her own tier entirely. I thought Siegfried was there with her. So now that Nier has been, as we see here, shot in the head with a gun, right? I feel like Siegfried is looking a lot better. Like I feel like he's easily #1. Like I feel like if you right now, this by the way, we're talking for tournament play here, right? But again, if you are like, you know, if there was $1 million, if we had Capcom Cup for this game, there was $1 million prize pool, and you just needed to win that money, if you weren't gonna pick up Siegfried, I feel like you would be doing something wrong. I feel like he is clearly the best character in the game at this point, right? Kind of like how Nier was before, right? Nier was clearly the best character in the game, but I'd even say Siegfried now he's like less contested than Nier used to be. I feel like Siegfried is close. The second best character in the game at this point is probably like, I don't even know, like Lancelot? Seox, Belial, one of those three, right? I feel like Siegfried is further ahead of like one of those, whoever #2 is there, than Nier was ahead of Siegfried before this patch, right? So if you just you got the aliens will destroy the world if you don't win your next local, if you don't win your next Granblue match, you know everything's on the line. We get wiped out by the aliens, then you have to pick Siegfried. I think it's just he's I think the strongest character in the game by a margin now. Yeah, at least this unblockable thing was very, very cheesy, so at least it's gone. That's good, I suppose. Okay, and obviously Nier. So Nier, we can talk about Nier. I think I don't think there's anyone else that I kind of already knew how this was going to work for Avatar, and then 2B got, I think, a little bit unfairly touched, but I think 2B has a similar idea to Ladiva, right? In tournament play, I would not call 2B like, you know, a top 5 or a broken character, but you think about 90% of the game, S+ and below, 2B is a very powerful character, because she has weaknesses that are not exploitable by 90% of the game. right? So I think it's fair that she got touched this much, right? It's a little unfortunate if you paid money for her and they kind of nerf her, right? Because she is, I think, notably weaker now. She's still good, but he's notably weaker now. But again, the problem is for 90% of the population, same thing with Ladiva, right? This is why Ladiva did not get a lot of buffs and why she shouldn't have gotten a lot of buffs. For 90% of the game, Ladiva is like top 5. For 90% of the game, 2B is like top 5, right? So those characters actually shouldn't have been touched very much. So with all that being said, we can talk about Nier last year, of course, Nier being, and then we'll get into some Ladiva labbing on the new 2H there, because I am curious. But of course, Nier's not going to take very long to talk about. They had the changes are very, very impactful, but they're very easy to understand, right? So the big thing, right? Obviously, we were talking about it before, right? We can set this to we can set her back to counterattack, doing Misfortune on block here, right, and have her block it. So obviously, right, you get hit by this. So obviously I'm not doing the follow, so you have to take my word for it. Nier can't do any follow-up off of that anymore, right? So actually her, surprisingly, her DP goes from best DP in the game with like by a landslide to probably like in contention for worst DP in the game. Like Lowain's is probably still worse. Lowain's parry is probably still like a worse reversal, right? But actually, I mean, a lot of what makes Lowain bad, like you can a lot of times after you trigger Lowain's parry, you can spot dodge it. Take a look at that, man. Like they made it so that it starts up six frames quicker if you actually trigger the armor, right? So I thought that was gonna make it so you couldn't safe jab this. I don't think you can't do it in the same way that you used to be able to. Like a lot of the times, I think as an Oki option here for Ladiva in the corner. Let me do it in the corner. I could like 5L and block straight up, right? Which I don't think I can do. Oh, actually, she has to do it on wake up, not on block here. Counter on wake up. Hello. Please do H misfortune, Mrs. Fortune. There we go. So we're gonna SPD. I could like do 5L and like block in time, right? Now I can't, right? So that's that. There's where that change comes into play. Is they made that 6 frames faster, so that safe jab doesn't work. But like, guess what? Unfortunately, right? I was trying this out at the beginning of the video. You guys saw that too, right? I think. But like, oh, sorry, I'm a big stupid idiot head. But I think you can actually spot dodge this on reaction still, right? Yeah. Yeah, and that's still, guess what? That's still just as much of a full punish there. So like, even that buff to make it like slightly less safe jabbable, right? Look at that. Still full punish. Actually, can I get a close M punish off of that? I might even be able to, right? I think I can. I think it looks like I can. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can. Wait, how plus? Can I get a close H punish off of that? How plus am I there? Let me not do anything here and just see. Plus 26! Oh my god, I can like go home, do my taxes. It is tax season. I can go home, do my taxes, make a sandwich, and still get a close H punish. My god, yeah, so that buff there to make it so you trigger the armor and it triggers a little bit quicker. Doesn't even matter. Yeah, look at that, man. Close H punish. God damn, Nier. Yeah, so this move sucks. I know you gotta understand. You gotta. Oh, I dodged before she even hit me there. But you gotta evolve with the times, right? This move was the best DP in the game. I think it's actually in contention, at least, for like worst DP in the game now, right? At least worst meterless DP in the game, right? Obviously, it's still good that Nier has a meterless reversal, right? But as far as meterless reversals go, this is like probably second worst. Again, I would say after Lowain, right? So like, goddamn. So that's obviously the big thing, right? The other thing with Nier that is actually pretty huge also, right, is this move, right? They shot this move too. This move I've seen a lot of footage of. It's actually quite easy to blow up now, right? To my understanding, it's like yeah, pretty free. That was look how early I did that, right? That's a very free spot dodge now. You can how early can you do this and still be fine? Holy, like okay, you see that? Like I spot dodged that like before death even came out and I was fine. And you can roll this, I presume, yeah. And if you're close enough there, oh yeah, right. Huh? Wait, what just happened there? You see that DP not hit me? What just happened there? Maybe I blocked it in time? I'm not sure. Anyways, with all that being said, I think, yeah, if you're close enough, you can, like, roll this and, like, maybe kill Nier for it straight up, right? I mean, Ladiva's roll, again, is awful. But, like, how plus am I after this? I'm +3, yeah. So if you had a normal, any character with a normal roll would be +7 there, right? So you could actually just roll through that and kill her straight up if she does it too close, right? But otherwise, I mean, you can just do it like that, and it's plus, I did that so early, and it was so easy to spot dodge, right? Yeah, like, Nier, don't get me wrong, Nier is still strong. Nier still has very high mid-screen damage. She still has the volleyball combos, right? So I think some of her combo routes have changed slightly, but I'm sure the Nier players will find new stuff. She still has very high mid-screen damage, still is a pretty scary character, but I think she's dropped several spots from this patch, right? Two of her strongest tools, like, everyone talked about the DP, right? Obviously, right? Everyone talked about this move. But this move was also crazy. This was like Siegfried fireball level shenanigans, except it costs 50 meter, and Siegfried's is free. Again, I would like to remind you that Siegfried got almost nothing nerfed in this patch, and his fireball is a better version of this move they decided to nerf, right? This move costs near 50 meter, Siegfried's doesn't cost meter. Just want to point that out. Anyway, with all that being said, so yeah, she got two of her strongest tools really hit. So I think Nier is still a very strong character, but like Siegfried's probably better than her. Seox, Belial, Lancelot, Cagliostro, maybe even, right? Like she's definitely she's fallen a little bit, which is fine. I think she's she's still strong enough. If you play Nier, you're still going to be able to get some good results, hopefully. But yeah, they really did. Like it's just such a, it stands out to me so much how much they nerfed her compared to everybody else, right? Is there anything else there for Nier? No, okay. So yeah, now the last thing that I want to do here, and this is more so, just for all us Ladiva players there, which is why I saved it for last. But so obviously Ladiva got some changes. Farel we looked at. This is what I'm curious about. This is nice. This activates sooner. It's just gonna make it a little bit easier to headbutt projectiles out of the air, and this is probably a little bit more reliable. But of course, this is the big thing, right? Is 2H here. Let me get rid of all of Nier's counter-attacking, because now I just want to beat up on her. Actually, you know what? When I'm just labbing, we fight Ladiva in this house. You gotta fight yourself. It's a personification of the battle of improvements that is ever raging, So, with all that being said, let us counterattack settings. Please don't do anything. Yeah, no counterattack settings at all. So, 2H is a 11 frame startup. Do I have anything that makes me plus 11? Oh yeah, well, actually, also don't block. Like, how do we actually combo into this? I think I've seen some stuff. Yeah, so that's plus 12, right? So that does it. That'll do it for sure. I don't think, because normally what you would do, like say you got some random combo mid-screen here as Ladiva, you would do like something like this, right? Into clothesline, into like this for Oki. That's what I do most of the time anyway. Technically, the optimal is more so something like you go like 6XL here, and then do some and then do close M after that, and do some stalling once you got to the corner to get like 2 headbutts in a single combo, right? But yeah, it's a little bit tricky for me, so I don't do it that often. But I think so. Let's take a look at some damage here, because I am curious. Let's get the damage log up on the screen there, right? So how much damage does like this do? This is sort of the very basic bread and butter that actually let's do. Can you do? I think you can do bonk into close. Yeah, this will be a little bit more damage. So how much damage is this sort of basic? Actually, no, that's not quite it either. There you go. 1, 2, and then you do light, medium, 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 and then you do light, medium, 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 right? And that is 5750, right? So I wonder, that's also the corner combo, right? It doesn't really change very much from that. At least the sort of basic Oki corner combo that I like to go for. So is it going to be significantly different if I do this or something? I guess you want to do probably so. You can do that, right? Into 2H. Oh, oopsie, oopsie poopsie. You can do that into 2H into this. Into something like that. Ooh, okay, hold on. Maybe I have to wait for them to land a little bit more. There you go. Bonk, 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 bonk. Oh, okay. I do have to. Yeah, it's a little tricksy there, right? Because you have to wait so that your moves don't whiff. Oh, okay. I'm not so sure that it doesn't. Like maybe there's like slightly more damage in this route, right? I'm not so sure it feels great for me right now. I mean, that is actually, so that's obviously less damage, but that's not optimized anything by any means, right? That is just like doing like what I would consider the equivalent in ease as that other corner combo that I just did. Can you get more stuff before the lariat here with the 2H? No. Okay, doesn't look like you can. Oh, can you get a Farel maybe? I think I've seen that, right? Yeah, you can. Okay. Ooh, but no, you can't. But then you can't get EX off of that, huh? So could you get bonk, 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 and you do 2H into Farel? Ooh. It's a little finicky, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be gonna replace my my current bread and butter. Not until I'll maybe leave it to some other Ladiva scientists to figure out the optimal route, and then someday I'll learn this. But yeah, doesn't seem like you can get a combo after Far Elder. I'm not certain. At the very least, it doesn't seem super consistent. Yeah, it does not seem right. I mean, I guess yeah, it's something. But yeah. And what about in the corner? How about in the corner? Is this gonna be any different for me in the corner here? Maybe I don't even want to do lariats just yet there, right? Maybe I can do something a little better there. Like I can get that, and then can I do a close M? No, I can't do a close M. Can I do a close L? Maybe it starts up a little bit faster. Can I? No. Okay, I can't do close L. So you are gonna have to do some kind of special move there. Oopsie. Can you do light clothesline? Maybe. Can you do that? Yeah, sure. And then but that doesn't give you any. So I guess you will have to just do this afterwards if you want anything, right? And then you can do that. This is less damage. Okay, but. It's something, I suppose. Overall, I don't think. I'm sure there's probably. I've already seen some setups where this gives you a more corner carry if you hit someone with it like here. If you block someone's DP and you like go here, like you 2H them all the way back here, right? You can do some pretty funny stuff I've seen with this, right? But overall, I don't think I'm like super like this isn't. Oh my God, like Ladiva is completely different now. Look at these new corner routes, right? Like, there might be some interesting stuff that you can do with this, right? That I will discover later. But overall, I don't think I'm like oh my God, what the they broke Ladiva. No, they didn't. Which again is sort of that's what I was hoping for, right? I did not really want this character. I don't think this character deserved like massive buffs because of the sort of the scourge that she is at lower ranks, right? So I think it's very fair that she kind of got, you know, little touches here and there that seem cool, right? And they're a nice quality of life, but like she didn't get buffed to hell and back, which again I don't think she should. So it makes a lot of sense to me. Though. No, I'm just trying some stuff out. I'll look up some clips between at some point here, and I'll figure out if what's it called? I'll figure out if there's any interesting combo routes there. But I at first glance, this 2H thing seems nice, but I don't know that it seems necessarily, you know, so interesting to me. I guess, is this more damage than 5750? No, it's not. Yeah. So, I'll stick to my old combos for now, but it's still nice to see, right? It's always nice to give the lab rats something to. When I say lab rats, some people who enjoy going to trading mode. That maybe it's a bit of a derogatory term. I don't mean it in that way. I just, you know, it's a nice way that rolls off the tongue. You know, the lab monsters, let's call them. It's nice to give the lab monsters something to play around with and find new combo routes and things like that. But I don't think I'm super enamored with it as for my own personal Ladiva just yet. So. All right, yeah. Well, that's gonna be a bit of an examination of the patch in a hands-on manner. There. I hope you guys found some of this enlightening. Again, this was more so the idea here was that some of these, when I was reading them, I didn't really know what they meant and or why they would matter, right? So I figured we'd go in and actually try them hands-on here and see how it feels. And maybe some of my earlier first impressions from reading the notes would differ. And I think the one thing that I still don't understand, right, is all of this. Like they gave let me find someone with it. There you go. This. Like this stuff they gave to a bunch of different characters, and I still don't get what this means. Or like I don't get why this matters, I suppose. So this is the one that I still, if anyone has an explanation for this, I would be very appreciative. But like otherwise, I think I got a better idea of a lot of different stuff. And again, I think right now, again, my idea is still that Nier got hit hard, but he's still gonna be fine, right? And for everyone else, there's MasterCard, aka for everyone else, I feel like. For a lot of the top tiers, it could have done a little bit more. For a lot of the low tiers, it could have done a little bit more. I think Vaseraga's looking a lot better after this patch. I think Percival's looking a lot better after this patch. I think Anila is probably looking a lot better after this patch, but I still just... Why? Like, why? Right? But she's obviously still a lot better after this patch, right? I think a lot of the worst characters in the game are looking a lot better. Avatar did not get a whole lot. It doesn't seem like it. He got something, but I don't think this is quite enough. He's probably now, just like Siegfried is undisputed best character in the game, Avatar is probably undisputed worst character in the game now. But, you know, the buffs on the low tiers were fine, but maybe they could have done a little bit more. And there's also a couple of characters like Fairy, Metera, etc. I feel like they could have gotten a little bit more than they did, right? And then the nerfs on the top tiers, this is enough, right? They really did hit Nier in a way that she deserved. I feel like I think she was a little bit like a little too high above the power curve, but like this is not very much. You know, like Seox, I think this hurts him. This is actually meaningful, right? Seox may have actually like because I think this lowers his damage and makes his pressure a little bit scarier, right? But again, maybe he could have taken a little bit more, right? Lancelot, I feel like is mostly unharmed, right? Like I guess spot dodging his ultimate blade impulse if he's gonna do it in neutral like an idiot, right? Like that's something, right? I guess makes it a little bit less belligerent, right? So that's a good thing, right? But Lancelot, I feel like is mostly unharmed. Belial, of course, is completely untouched. Cagliostro is completely untouched. Zeta is buffed. Right, so like I feel like a lot of the top tiers got away with murder in this patch, right? So it seems very weird to me. It seems like it was tame on a lot of fronts, and unfortunately, as I keep going, that impression is just getting stronger. Well, I'm gonna play some sets now, and actually I think you guys will see my first ranked sets earlier today. This video will come out at 4 p.m. My first ranked sets in the new patch will be at 12 p.m. So, but for me, they're happening in opposite order. I'm recording this first. But yeah, I'll play some games and see how I feel. But like, I don't know, man. Like I feel like they could have done a little bit more. They could have done a little bit more, right? Especially, I think, Siegfried, Lancelot, Belial. Seox, I might be wrong. Seox really got touched, I think. But maybe he could have gotten a little bit more. But, like, Siegfried, Lancelot, Belial, Cagliostro, Zeta, right? Those are sort of my, like, that was my top 7 before the patch, right? Was Nier, in that order. It was Nier number 1, Siegfried number 2, Seox number 3, Lancelot number 4. Those were interchangeable, in my opinion. And then Belial number 5, Cagliostro number 6, and Zeta number 7. Right? Of those 7 top tiers, and that was the S plus and the S rank, right? Like the top tier of the game, in my opinion. Right? Well, maybe like Jita was like somewhere near there, but I don't think so. I think he was like just the top of the next tier. So of those 7, I feel like only Seox and Nier got like maybe some meaningful pain sent to them, right? The other 5 are laughing. So we'll see. Well, that being said, we'll see what we can get up to and how we can, if our impressions of the patch will change as we go on. But for now, as always, if you made it this far in the video, I got 4 things for you. Know how it is. Number 1, if you join the Discord server, there's a link in the description there. It's a nice community for you to hang out, talk about fighting games, talk about reeling, talk about gacha games, talk about art, talk about music, talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about. It's a good place. Just hang out and make some friends. So I implore you to join, but I also implore you to please keep it the nice and welcoming place that it currently is. I don't really have to do any sort of moderation or anything like that, but I won't hesitate to ban somebody if I have to ban somebody, so just don't let that be you, okay? Don't be the first person I ever have to drop the hammer on. That's not the reputation you want to have. Of course, for number 2, if you like the video, and I sure hope you did, get down there and like the damn video, man. Come on, it's free. It don't cost you nothing. Go to the channel. I appreciate it a lot, of course, while you're there. For number 3, that subscribe button, that bell button, they're right over there. They'll keep you updated with all this content I'm throwing at you every day. We got 3 videos coming out every day, anywhere between 2.5 to 5 hours of content, depending on the day, every day. So unless you have all that free time to dedicate to little old me every day, then I recommend that you hit those 2 buttons, stay up to date when something new is uploaded, and maybe go back and watch it when you have a minute. And of course, for number 4, most importantly, more important than whatever button you smash or whatever YouTube-friendly interactions you hit me with, I appreciate those, of course, but most importantly, I hope you had a great time hanging out today. As always, as I know I sure did, right? It's good to explore, get a better idea of the patch, get a more hands-on view of everything, right? The 6XL change seems interesting, right? But it doesn't seem like a massive nerf tool, at least for maybe the devil's in the details of these things. So there are some characters that could get some pretty nasty block pressure on 6XL that can't anymore, right? So that's good. But yeah, overall, I feel like the patch is going in the right direction. I like everything they did in the patch except like nerfing Anila's, like making that Anila move minus, right? And not touching Blau at all, I suppose. I like everything they did in the patch, but I think this could have gone a little bit further, right? But it's good always to get a deeper understanding of things, and we'll see. I'm excited to see if I've run into any Veins online too. That guy seems very interesting to fight against. He seems very different than a lot of the cast and how he's going to play the video game. So, well, that being said, I'm having a lot of fun with Granblue. There's going to be a lot more coming your way, but until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.